For 9 years now, us Skyrim players have been greeted by all kinds of amazing mods. Mods of such significance, giving us the opportunity to alter the look of our games to our own liking. Mods that have increased the longevity of this game by adding new content, as well as mods that, yes of course, take our immersion levels to heights we didn't even know existed. The time put into these immersion boosting mechanics by mod authors to perfect the tiniest of details is truly remarkable. And it's these kinds of details we'll take a close look at today, cause yes indeed, welcome ladies and gentlemen of the internet to a new video in our somewhat weekly Skyrim mod series, a series where we take a real good look at the most recent interesting mods on Nexus. Alright, so first up, we've got a couple of mods by Modlist, all aimed at overhauling and adding to the very lackluster kids of Skyrim. This is kinda where we get a little bit loose with the word recent in this video, but hey, at the end of the day, contrary to what most people seem to think, I'm just a wee human being. Even I am late to this kind of stuff. Here's the mod, Realistic RS Children Overhaul, a project made to overhaul the look of the children from the very popular RS Children Overhaul mod by Redefine, aiming to make the children of Skyrim look more realistic, unique, and lore-friendly. Now, as we all know, Bethesda ain't got too much to brag about when it comes to how the base vanilla children look. They all look bland, you know, their heads sort of shaped like potatoes, and they all look the same. It's basically the same face with a different set of hair and colored skin. Identical potato head kids just isn't immersive, is it? Which explains why RS Children Overhaul has gotten so much attention throughout the years. It somewhat individualizes the look of each child, providing some much needed variation in the way they look. But interestingly enough, Modlist came to see a minor fault in the overhaul. Just take a look at some of these kids. They look good, but don't you think they look a bit too good? Now, I'm not trying to act sus here, okay? Don't get the wrong idea. But why is this random orphan kid out here looking like some shonen anime protagonist model? Same goes for the other children. They all look a bit too good, and they all still kinda have that similarity to them. That is where Realistic RS Children Overhaul aims to make a change, by injecting some life and personality into these faces in a way that reflects each child's personality. As you can see, changes have been made to the face shape of each child, with new facial features like freckles, moles, and all types of realistic skin irregularities you see in real life. Here we have Potato Head Mila Valentia. Here's Mila 2.0 that models for Lego magazines or something. And here we have the ultimate Mila Valentia of Whiterun provided by the mod, with her own look, perfectly reflecting her "hey, I'm but a sweet child who likes to help my mom" personality. Here we have the standard look from RS Children Overhaul given to this girl who likes to run around in Rorikstead. Realistic RS Children Overhaul expands upon that, as she goes from some little model to a proper girl of a small village who gets called pigface by all the other children as they play tag. Not that those children have too much to brag about either. I mean, what is that haircut? What I really like about this mod is that when in use, you can be sure of the fact that none of these children will look too similar. Modlist has taken good time to differentiate all the faces, and these faces really do fit perfectly with the said children they belong to. Take Dagny for example. As a daughter of the Jarl, she's nothing short of a spoiled brat, and the face overhaul given to her by the mod amplifies that, as she comes off as even more of a brat.
One of the new servants? Remember that I like my meat rare.
Don't you just want to punch her in the face? Her brother here has been changed up quite nicely as well, with a look more royal, I guess. Braith, you know, take a look at her as well. She looks as annoying as ever. If you're still not completely convinced to add this mod on top of your base RS Children Overhaul, then I present to you Frodnar. Okay, this is his face to begin with. Looks decent enough. Now add on the realistic overhaul and just marvel at how it changes him up. Have you ever seen such a realistic looking face for a child in any video game? I can't say I have. As someone who spends a lot of time looking at these kids... Wait, that came out kinda wrong. What I mean to say is that they're always in our field of view when entering the various cities and towns of Skyrim, so why not make them look as good as possible? Now, if you paid attention to what I said a hot minute ago, you might remember me mentioning that we're taking a look at a couple of Modlist's mods, cause boy oh boy, Modlist did not stop here, as his mod Realistic Elven Children, Amar and Friends Reimagined does as the title of the mod suggests, and overhauls the faces of the mer children added to the game by MD Feelgood's mod. Cause if you want your Skyrim children game to be at that very top level of immersion, you're gonna need some elven and orc children walking around, and you're gonna need Muffloid's touch of magic to make them look as good as possible. With this installed, you get 8 new adoptable children, like the High Elf Alien, always trying to act cool around the Thalmor in Markarth, the Orc Child Uzul, stuck in the stronghold of Dushnik Jarl, the Dark Elf Levana, situated in Winterhold after finding out the college don't accept children, and more. All of them waiting for you to add a bit more excitement to their lives. The mod definitely adds to the overall immersiveness of the game, and I do love how they've been put in locations and situations in Skyrim that kind of fit their narrative. And if more children aren't enough to suit your cravings for more variety in the children department of your Skyrim, the Muffloids also put out the mod Adoptable Snow Elf Siblings, a mod that adds 2 adoptable Snow Elf siblings. Yeah, guess that was kinda obvious. Forced to flee from their village in the forest-bordered caverns of Johanna High Rock, they've only made it as far as the Forgotten Vale. Surrounded by the savage descendants of their ancestors and the harsh cold of the mountains, they have taken shelter behind the walls of the ruined sanctum. It is now up to you to care for them and see if you can provide them with a decent life in Skyrim. Meet Eleni and her brother Arendil, both of course made in the style of the children from Muffloid's previous mods we took a look at. All these 3 mods by Muffloid will definitely add a lot to your game when it comes to children. The mod authors indeed done a wonderful job here. Next, we move on to a mod by a true master of the art of textures on Nexus. Here is the very simply named mod Ingredients by Pfuscher, a mod that retextures and replaces the vanilla ingredients. It mainly focuses on the 12 ingredients based in bowls. Just take a look as the low-res vanilla ectoplasm transforms into something so disgustingly beautiful you'll want to get in even closer to properly grasp the now high-res residue of the gooey substance. Not only does the mod affect the very ingredients themselves, but it also switches out the pottery with some really nice high poly pottery. The difference it makes, it really is night and day. What you get here, ladies and gentlemen, is pure improvement. The frost, fire and void salts look a lot better now. You know, more exotic and magical. Definitely a lot more aesthetic. Same with the vampire and glow dust ingredients. They just look amazing. The way the dust clings onto the side of the bowl, you know, this kind of shit just makes me happy. And the whole mod makes a much bigger impact on the game than you'd think, because these ingredients are to be seen pretty much everywhere in Skyrim, whether it be bowls of salt in cooking areas, moon sugar in the shady sewers of Riften, or exotic ingredients on display in the shelves of the various alchemy vendors. Walking into Arcadia's Cauldron to grab some fire salts is a lot more enjoyable now that you're met by these wonderful ingredients. Now, in order to get the most out of this mod, you're also required to have SSE Parallax Shader Fix. I've mentioned it in previous videos, a mod that enables the possibility of parallax into your game. This is an effect applied to textures in the game to give the illusion of full 3D depth, which is what you're getting here with Pfuscher's ingredients. I never thought small little bowls of ingredients could make me so excited, but I just can't stop looking at these. They look great. And with parallax fresh in mind, we move on to another one of Pfuscher's recent mods. This one being of use to those of you who've got Skyrim 3D Trees and Plants by Matthew79 in your load orders. Here's Skyrim 3D Trees and Plants Parallaxed. Oh yeah, let's add some of that goody parallax to the trees and plants. Yes, this one adds that full 3D depth effect of parallax to these trees. Now, the original standard 3D trees and plants looks good, and while I can say that the addition of parallax won't give you a mind-boggling difference at first glance from far away, there is indeed an improvement when you look close, and any improvements as such should be welcomed with open arms. The change in the depth of the barks is to be seen, and the idea of peeling off each bit of bark from the chunks of trees seems more plausible. That's the effect of parallax, and my oh my does it result in some truly magical looking forests. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is screenshot heaven. All of these beautiful trees enhanced to the finest by the brush of Pfuscher's hands. If you're looking to add to your collection in your Skyrim porn folder, some screen archery in these forests with Skyrim 3D Trees and Plants Parallax is a nice place to start. And as we find ourselves in the nature-themed space of Skyrim modding, I see no better way to introduce you guys to Johnny Wang's stunning Cathedral 3D mountain flowers. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got one word for you: mountain flowers. Okay, that's actually 2 words, but you get what I mean. Just look at how gorgeous these look. This mod replaces the low-quality vanilla mountain flowers with 3D flowers created from real-life photographs. This just ain't it. The vanilla mountain flowers simply look like cutout papers glued on top of sticks. The flowers seen in Cathedral 3D mountain flowers, however, look real, like something you can actually touch. You know, that's the whole deal with it being 3D. These flowers are stunning to the eye, with vibrant lush colors of blue, purple and red. Stems just as high quality as the flower petals themselves. From head to tippy toe, these flowers are covered in the finest of 2K textures. Now, as you watch these beautiful cinematic shots of the flowers slowly swaying in the wind, you might be thinking to yourself, will this set my computer on fire? And that I can safely say, it won't. The models themselves are about 2 to 3 times higher polygon than the vanilla models, but the vanilla models are indeed of an extremely low polygon, so it's unlikely you'll experience any real performance impact. Words just can't express how these mountain flowers light up the forests of Skyrim. Well, actually, I guess me not being able to express words really does say a lot about this mod. Magical is the word I'd use to describe the feeling of walking through fields of grass and seeing these vibrant flowers bloom out here and there. This is the kind of mod that'll make you actually go out into the forest to pick up these flowers when in need for alchemy reasonings, rather than using console commands. Johnny Wang, the mod author's done an amazing job here. And now, oh boy, we move on to what is indeed probably the most detailed set of armor I've seen in recent memory. We're talking texture so high quality, your nether regions won't just be tingling, no, you'll be vibrating. We're talking goosebumps, folks. And of course, when we take a step back to think about who we know of that's capable of creating something like that, there is one username that comes to the forefront of our minds. Here's the mod, DX Dark Knight Armor UNP by Deserter X and his team of wonderful mods that expand on it with conversions and additional downloads. As it always is with DX outfits, you'll have to craft the armor in order to obtain it, and that is to be done by acquiring a nice crafting book located in the Blue Palace of Solitude. To the right of the entrance right here, you'll find cool illustrations of the armor and the various parts, as well as of course the needed materials to craft them. There's a total of 9 parts of the outfit that need to be crafted to get the full look, and once you put those parts together, my oh my, are your eyes subjected to something so majestic. It's kinda hard to comprehend the fact that you're still playing Skyrim, a game that came out in 2011. What you're seeing here is a brand new ebony armor, and there is a lot of details here to get into. And you're able to get the most out of these details, as on the mod page, you're given the option of 4K textures all the way up to 16K. What kind of crazy person would even want? I want that. Yes, give it to me. Cause just take a look as we narrow down that FOV and get real close. Look at that shine of that letter in the lower part of the armor. Look at the little badge thingy. It's got a freaking sword on it. The textures on this knife holder purse. By Eastmere, I've never seen nothing like it. The carved ornaments in the metal of the shoulder pads. The freaking shine on the armor itself. So fresh, so clean. And I don't know if it's just me, but that on the middle of the chest plate looks like a face. And now I can't unsee it. Oh, and let's not forget about the bad boy on the back, in what is the finest shield to ever grace the presence of Nern. Walking around in the armor with the shield on the back looks unreal, okay? It looks like one of those screenshots used for thumbnails on videos titled stuff like Ultimate Skyrim Next Gen Load Order. And if this was it, you know, if this was all the mod had to offer, I'd be beyond satisfied. But no, there's even more. The armor comes with some variations, like in addition to the version with pants, the cuirass also comes in a shorts version, in what is a more summertime look. Oh, and let's not forget about the helmet, which by the way looks so badass. I mean, there was no need to add detailed ornaments here, but it was added, once again showing the determination of DX and the people involved to create the finest of armors Nexus has to offer. By removing the helmet, you reveal the earrings, and yeah, of course they look amazing. And even if you think they're too big, you can also go with the smaller option. In addition to the earrings, the mod also includes what is probably the finest necklace I've ever seen, with this super detailed star hanging off the chain. Now, if there is a single letdown of this mod, then I'd say it had to be the fact that that incredible shield is rendered unusable as a cosmetic item. So yes, ladies and gents, you're allowed to shed a tear here. Psych! Install the additional mod DX Dark Knight Shield SE and you'll be provided with a fully functional version of that shield to be used along with the armor. It works and looks great in combat. I've said this many times, but every time there's a new DX mod out on Nexus, I just know I'm gonna be in for something great. The dedication put into this, with artwork and making every single mesh from scratch with Blender, man, one's gotta love the Skyrim modding community. Next up, we have another outfit mod. This one comes with multiple outfits for both male and female characters, and it's more outfit than armor compared to the DX Dark Knight armor. Here's Rugged Rogue Outfits by Quarantine Couture. On the bank beneath the City of Solitude, there'll be a chest waiting for you near the waterline. In it, you'll find a set of various outfits, as well as a book containing a message explaining its origins. My dearest Tari and Endry, I hope this shipment finds you well. I have enlisted the aid of a marvelous designer who has tailored this sample set of garments for the most discerning adventurer, and most rugged rogue as one might hope. As I ever remain your most respectful friend, Gorm Foulbreath, Bruma. P.S. Don't dump this lot off the walls of solitude like you did with the last shipment. Surprise, surprise, much to our pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, they did, and the set of outfits are now ours to take. Starting with the Rugged Rogue blouse, that indeed looks very chill if I might say so myself. The fabric on the loosely buttoned up blouse looks simple. Okay. The fabric on the loosely buttoned up blouse looks simple and comfortable, and does indeed have that rugged rogue vibe to it as the name implies. This one comes in two options, as you can either opt for the skirt or the pants, and both of them come in the weathered darker color option. It looks like the perfect outfit for someone with a mindset on getting gold and fortune in daytime and residing in the inns and taverns for a drink at nighttime, to perhaps trade the goods they've found on their journeys. You can definitely make use of this for a lot of character builds. In addition to the blouse, you also get the Rugged Rogue overcoat that comes with an overcoat. This one's got like a sea explorer vibe to it and comes in both this bluish color and a more weathered darker option. I really like the attention to detail on these outfits, as they're not just simple plain colored clothes with these small lightly visible patterns all over. Lastly, there's also the Rugged Rogue vest, coming in both a skirt and a trouser option like the blouse, also coming in both a whiter and a darker weathered version. This looks like the perfect outfit for the explorer, the tank top really looking like something out of Tomb Raider. I could see myself using this when delving into the depths of Skyrim and uncovering all sorts of Dwemer discoveries. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, all these outfits are indeed accessible for male characters as well. Quite appreciated, as male outfits isn't something we see too much of these days when it comes to Skyrim modding, so you definitely get a lot of usage out of all the Rugged Rogue sets of clothing. I mean, you'll be able to make these guys look Chad as fuck, okay? Just look at this fine man oozing of testosterone and manliness. Quarantine Couture definitely did a fine job here, also putting out the single outfit mod Wilderness Witch outfit shortly after, in what is a stylish witch outfit for a stylish witch. That's what's written in the description. Now, if you want to bring both the Rugged Rogue outfits and the Wilderness Witch outfit to an entire new level, then allow me to suggest Rugged Rogue, Wilderness Witch, CBBE, 3BA and 4 to 8K texture upscale mod. This does indeed what the title of the mod suggests. Packed in a 1.8 gigabyte file size, you'll be able to upscale the textures of these outfits to a stunning 8K. Why would you even need that, you might wonder? Well, you kinda don't, but you kinda do, if you know what I'm saying. We do love quality on this channel, and with the addition of this mod, the textures are definitely of a high quality. Next, we have a more sort of lighthearted mod. It's actually an improvement on an already existing mod, but it's my first time hearing of it, and it piqued my interest, and so it's making it into the video. This is Dwemer Fairies ENB Particles by Onota. A renewal of Dwemer Fairies, this utilizes the new ENB particle lights for users of ENB binaries 0.365 or newer. What you get here is 9 Dwemer colored glowing fairies that'll hover around you as you go out on your Skyrim adventures. What's Dwemer about these fairies, you might ask? Well, if we get up close to them, we can see all the sort of Dwemer mechanics in the wings, making it somewhat immersive. The set of fairies come in a variety of different colors as well, so you can switch them out to your liking. They're just a nice addition for the lone adventurer who doesn't like having followers. These little guys won't get in the way, they won't start talking randomly, they'll just be there for you, like your very own Tinkerbell, lighting up as a small little ball of hope in the darkness. They don't work too good as lanterns though, if that's what you're thinking, but they do look aesthetic as fuck. If this ain't some ooh-woo shit, then I don't know what is. Now, since we're on the topic of lighting and ENB particles, I'd like to give a shout out to the legendary man himself. I'm of course talking about Rudy, because for some time, had this more Lights For ENB series going on, a series of mods that essentially utilize the ENB particle lights feature to add more light sources with shadows to the game. I want to take a quick look at its two most recent ones. First, the incredibly aesthetic, more lights for Daedric weapons and armor. As you can see, it simply adds light particles to the weapons of the Daedric category. The Daedric weapons sure do look mighty and powerful, and the addition of lighting amplifies that. They do look a lot more dope now. With the help of Dara Lima, the mod also comes with available patches for popular mods like Leon Wolf's Better Shaped Weapons SE and Believable Weapons. The second and most recent mod of Rudy's More Light series is the addition of more lights for glowing mushrooms. Not only does it add more lights and shadows to these glowing mushrooms found in the depths of Skyrim, but it also provides your mushrooms with a new HD mesh. A slight little change to make it look better. As you can see, these glowing mushrooms add a certain atmospheric vibe to the caves, and the same can be said about pretty much all the other previous mods of this series. They all add a really nice atmosphere to the game and can make for some breathtaking scenery. Next up, we're taking a look at a mod that aims to make unique items more unique, weapons specifically, and it does manage to do that. Otherwise, it wouldn't really make it into this video. Skyrim is a land with many special figures, people that have interesting backstories or positions like everyone's favorite Jarl, Balgruuf, and other authoritative people. Now, what's concerning about the base vanilla game is that people that are supposed to have unique weapons don't really have unique weapons at all. Take Jarl Balgruuf's greatsword for example. It's just a plain steel greatsword with a different name. In order to fix that, we've got the mod Artifacts Unique Artifacts Replacer by Registrant ported onto Nexus by Delete PCH, a mod that replaces the models for about 50 unique artifacts and items. Going back to our boy Balgruuf's greatsword, you can see that the mod does make changes to the sword to make it look more different, but it does it in a very lore-friendly way, cause yes, the mod makes use of lore-friendly models and vanilla textures, so it benefits a lot from mods like a Midian-born Book of Silence. This right here is definitely a blade worthy of the Jarl of Whiterun. Take a look at Aeola's shield. Basic. Add on the mod and it transforms into the perfect shield for a huntress like her. It looks just different enough to make it stand out from the rest of the sealed shields while still keeping you immersed in the world of Skyrim. The Red Eagle's Bane sword is something most of us pick up quite early in our playthroughs, and it just looks like any other sword you'd find in the Nordic ruins. But with this one, the mod not only changes the look of it, but turns it into a complete new weapon. Again, unique, and a lot more memorable than it previously looked. With some weapons like Dragonbane, it only makes small changes as you can see in the new dragon scaled grip with the Skyrim logo on it. Indeed, very epic. Same can be said about the new scabbard. Do you remember the Ghost Blade? I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. It's not all that too memorable, but with artifacts, it turns into a true ghost blade. Why would I say that, you might ask? Well, because the blade itself actually vanishes as you sheath the weapon, leaving only the handle. Not to mention it looks badass, and that can pretty much be said about the way the mod transforms all the 50 weapons it touches. So make your game more diverse, make the weapons more unique, make your NPCs more special, and give the mod a go. Next, we have another weapons mod. But it's not just any weapons mod, no, it's a magical weapons mod. No, but in all seriousness, it's a very fleshed out mod. Backstory, usage, details, you name it. Here's the mod Leviathan Axe, Dwemer Artifacts SE by Funky Gandalf Cat. At its core, the mod adds the Leviathan Axe as seen in God of War to the game. I've actually featured the Leviathan Axe mod previously, and it was decent, but this one by Funky Gandalf Cat, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking levels. Between the Dwemer, there existed two famous brothers known as the greatest smiths to ever walk Nirn. So good that even the gods would call upon them for their work. One day, the Dwemer disappeared, and as the two brothers once again emerged in Nirn, they started their investigation to find out what happened to their people. Later on, they were attacked by a colossal beast in the sea, but in their time of need, a figure appeared diving from the sky and fought the monster, putting it back to slumber. As a token of gratitude, an axe was crafted, but this was thousands of years ago, and now, the axe awaits a new master. To the west of Fort Greymoor, across the open field, there's a mountain. Make your way there, and you'll eventually stumble upon what is a mysterious dwarven workshop. This used to be the main dwarven workshop of the two brothers, and on the crafting table you'll find notes on what to do next, cause it is now up to you as a lone adventurer who stumbled upon this workshop to find and restore the great Leviathan axe now located in a Dwemer shrine somewhere in the Sea of Ghosts. There, ladies and gentlemen, you'll find the axe resting at the shrine, and oh boy does it look good. Details like this do of course call upon that lower FOV, cause we need to get real close and nice to see this axe, to see not only the high resolution quality of the material itself, but the carvings on the axe head, so detailed and godly, continuing all the way down across the woodwork towards the grip, and the pummel at the bottom. Now if this is the most incredible pummel you've ever seen, then yeah, you're kinda right, but trust me when I say, oh, you've seen nothing yet, sweet child. With the axe firm in hand and ready to go, you'd think you're all done, but no, the Dwemer brothers have made sure to leave notes, instructions and hints to guide you in what is now a big adventure to get the most out of the axe. Remember what I said about the pummel? Well, there are 11 unique pummels in total, all so high quality and stunning. I could talk about the details of every single one of them for the whole duration of this video, but sadly, we don't have time for that. Spread out across Skyrim, the recipes to make these pummels are to be found in select locations. Each pummel requires a special set of unique ingredients to be crafted. Information and hints on where to find these ingredients has again been left behind by the brothers. These can be found in dungeons as well as open areas, and are all differentiated into these categories depending on how rare they are. Once you've gathered all the necessary ingredients for the pummel you want to make, head to the dwarven workbench in the workshop you discovered earlier to craft it. Oh, and there are a total of 9 Dwemer workshops hidden across Skyrim in each hold, all acting as workstations for you to craft and improve your axe. After you've created a pummel, you can change the grip by using the ability Grip Selection given to you the moment you acquired the axe. Now the pummels don't only look amazing, but they come with different kinds of buffs fitted to all kinds of playstyles to make use of in combat. The flushed out attention to detail here, both in the way the pummels look and work in game, is outstanding. There's even lore added to each pummel and ingredient to be read as you click on them in the misc item section of your inventory. Not only does the dwarven workbench allow you to create new pummels, but it also lets you upgrade the axe, as it's got 4 different levels to it, both dealing more damage and looking more epic and powerful for each stage. Again, the mod author thought of everything here. When reading the description of the mod on the mod page and seeing how the Leviathan axe been implemented in game with the leveling system, pummels and all the notes and books, you just get a sense of the passion put into this project. But still, amazingly enough, we haven't covered everything. See, cause going back to the main workshop, there is indeed a rubble of mysterious stones waiting for your touch. And as you touch it, out comes a door, a portal that takes you to the realm between realms. A place where time stands still, an isolated spot from the rest of the realms with a purpose to provide passages of travel. As you arrive here for the first time, you'll see that only 1 out of 9 realm gates is accessible, of course being the one leading to the workshop located in the hold of Whiterun. Each of these gates lead to different holds, and to unlock them, you'll have to access them from the outside by discovering the other workshops. Again, what looks like a simple weapons mod on Nexus is in fact a whole package adding to your next gameplay. It's not easy to level up the axe to the fullest and getting all the pummels. You'll improve the axe gradually as you progress into the storyline and level up your character, making the mod indeed very lore friendly and immersive. Good job, Funky Gandalf Cat, this is an amazing mod. And there we have it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to endorse all the mods on Nexus, as without these wonderful mod authors, none of this would be possible. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for more content, cause I really like making these and want to make more. And if you want that, make sure to like the video, cause with every like this video gets, I get 0.1% closer to being able to do this full time. Alright, this has been Gim. May your roll lead you to warm sands, everyone. See ya.